Hello everyone, I'm glad to be back with you on this Tuesday for another terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the small town of Keansburg. We are about 45 minutes northeast of Denver, and we live on a farm and up on a hill. And today on the hill it is rainy. Rain is coming down pretty hard actually right now. We have been in such a drought in Colorado, and we all were praying for rain, and boy has God answered our prayers. We are to the point right now that we would like a break so that farmers can get their crops down and their hay cut and stacked and baled, because so many people are needing hay. But anyway, we're thankful for what we're getting, because if things go as usual, once it stops, it'll be done. So today we're going to make a card. I do a card ministry at my church, and I try very hard to send out cards to all the people with birthdays and anniversaries. And of course, some of those are young adults, young children, high school age kids, and I don't have a ton of cards for those. So today I'm making a card that I felt could be for some of the younger boys in our school, in our church. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired this morning. So today's a pretty simple card. We're going to be using some items that are in the new catalog that just came out, and let me show you what all we're going to be using. So first of all, we're going to be using a new bundle. It's called Fun on Wheels, and this has all kinds of bikes, and today we're using the skateboard image along with the high five greeting, and with the Fun on Wheels stamp set there is a die set that goes with it. We'll be using the one to cut out the skateboard. And as usual, this is, if you decide you'd like something like this, if you order the bundle, you do get a 10% discount. And you can order anything from my online store at sherryminnie.stampinup.net. I will have all the details and measurements on this card on my blog at simplylovestampin.com. And you can always reach out to me by email at shuaddicted@gmail.com. Second set that we're using today is a new one from the catalog again, and this is called Circle Sayings. We're going to be using this one right here that says celebrate, 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 and the happy birthday. This comes with a punch. It's just a circle punch, and it's 2 3/8 inches. And again, a bundle, 10% discount if you order the whole thing. And then we are using a new set of dies. There are no stamp sets with this. It's called the Nested Essential Dies. And we're using the first 3 of this one, and we're using the second one of the banner die. And we'll also be using a embossing folder. This was a set of 3 that came on. It's really on their online exclusive. If you're interested in those, you can go to my website at sherryminnie.stampinup.net and check out these, and you get 3 different designs in one purchase. And this one has a lot of like a cross hatch or something like that, and that's what we're using. For inks, we'll be using Versamark because we're going to be doing some heat embossing. We'll be using Boho Blue, one of the new in colors, and one of our standard Night of Navy. Those are the 3 colors we're using today. And we'll also be using some ribbon. This is called, what is this called? Let me see if I can find it. Bordered ribbon. It's actually in the Night of Navy colorway. It has just a smidge of sparkle to it, kind of a satiny edge, and so that's what we're using for that. And for embellishments, we're going to be using some of the new in colors. We'll be using the Boho Blue ones. So that's it for that. So let me show you your packet. Of course, you'll have your envelope. You'll have a card base of Night of Navy. This is our normal 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I will just fold this because I did not do that before I brought it over here this morning. I was missing in action last week. We had VBS at our, for those of you who don't know, stands for Vacation Bible School at our church. I work in the kitchen, and we provide snacks for all the workers, all the children. And on Friday, the family day, we do a luncheon for about 150 people. So it was a very exhausting weekend. You'll also have a piece of, this is Misty Moonlight, and this one measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and it'll just go right on the front of our card base. You'll have a piece of white. This is 3 3 3/4 by 5. This is going to be for the inside of our card. You'll have a piece of designer series paper. This is in the boho blue. This is for the back of our envelope. You'll have 2 or 3 scraps of paper that you would use your die cutouts on. So you'll have a piece of boho blue, a piece of balmy blue, and another piece of designer series paper, and that's what we used to cut out the 3 shapes here. You'll also have a piece of Night of Navy, and as you can see, I have already stamped and heat embossed in white with the high 5, and we used this banner shape right here to cut that out with. We stamped and cut out our skateboard. You'll have a little piece of white to do that on. And then we have a smaller piece of the designer series paper that's going to go along the front. Okay? So the orientation in this card is a little bit different than what we normally would do. Normally I do all of my cards up and down like this, but we are going to actually go crossways this time. So to start with, we're going to take our, let's see, what should I do first? I guess I should take my ribbon. I'm not really going to do any stamping because I've already done it and you all know how I did it. And so everything I've already stamped. I'm sorry, I really didn't intend to do that, but I didn't bring anything over here this morning. So we'll do our ribbon technique first. And so what you're going to do is you'll have a piece of ribbon, and I want the knot to be kind of on this side. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to tie a simple knot. I want it to be more on the masculine side, so there's no bow on this one. And so I just pull it, try to get a pretty nice flat knot right there. And then I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal and I'm going to put a strip right along there and a strip right along here. I will take my knot. I'm going to try to get in the camera so you can see it. And I'm going to bring it down over to the right hand side, bring it down from the top, maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and wrap this around and make sure it's adhered nicely. Turn my knot the way I want it. I can always put a glue dot in it if I need to and try and get this side straight and turn it around just like that. Okay, you have a little bit extra length here. I don't want all that on there to make bulk for the front of my card, so we will just cut that off. Okay, I think I will be doing a little stamping. I will be stamping the inside image of our card, but not the front. Okay, then we're going to take this and we're actually going to put it on our card front. And for that, since it has an extremely tiny little border, you know that I like to use my liquid glue. I call it the green cap glue. And again, I did not open this up. So let's see if I can get it started without, or you know what? Well, let's see if this one will work. I have more than one here. There we go. This one's getting about empty. So I'm just going to go down along the edges here. I always put a little extra on the ribbon. And I always try to put a little extra on anything that's embossed because it does have the little ridges and stuff, and you want to make sure that it gets fastened down with all those ridges. And then we'll just put this on, and like I said, it's a pretty small, tiny little border. We will put it down. And there we go for that. Let's do our inside piece real quick. So what I did here is I took my piece of almost did it again. Piece of, golly guys, basic white. There we go. And I'm going to take my Night of Navy and I'm going to ink up the circle that says Celebrate, Celebrate. Oh, for some reason, didn't ink up very good on that side. There we go. Try to get it centered. I think I'm over a little bit too far, but it's okay. It'll work for today. And there you get a nice image, and then we will close. Let's see, actually we'll do one more thing. We're going to take our skateboard, ink it up, and we're going to stamp that on the front of our envelope. Okay, and that takes care of that. We are done with the Night of Navy. We'll now bring out the boho blue. Bring this back, and we're going to put the happy birthday in the middle. I'm actually going to put this on my foam sheet because this is photopolymer. I got away with it on the first one. I probably could on this one too, but all right. And we're just going to center this happy birthday in the middle. Leave it down for a few seconds. And there we go. And we will close that up. Now to get our inside piece finished, we'll take our little strip of Designer Series paper. I think this is a 1/2 inch. And we will try and get some of this going here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's see if this one will go. Okay, there we go. We'll take this and put it along the bottom, and I usually leave it up just an 1/8 of an inch or so, just with a little white space on the bottom. You don't have to. You can certainly bring it down and have it go all the way. Come on, come down a little bit. You're a little high. There we go. Push that all down real good. Take my scissors. Trim that off. Put my lid back on this glue. Then we will take this. And there again, this one is almost empty. I'm running out of all my supplies today. I think we'll make it. And this is going to go on the inside of our card, hopefully right side up. I almost tried to put it on. And you have a nice border on this one. Hence, I'm not using my liquid glue. Okay. Now we will take our little, get all our stuff back over here, the little designs that we made. If I can get it picked up off my table. Okay, there we go. So we're going to glue these together first, and then we will pop them up on dimensionals. And again, we're going to try and get some glue out of my bottle here that is all but empty. I'm going to go in the trash when I'm done with this one. And I just took it, I lined up with my grid paper. I want to make sure I'm getting the right side of this. Actually, you can kind of tell when you do a die cut, one side will be a little bit rougher than the other, and on this one the holes are a little bit smoother and clearer on this side. And so that's what we're using. And we're going to line this up. Again, try to get it as centered as we can. And then we will next use our Designer Series paper. And we will do the same thing on that. Because of the shape, it's fairly easy to line up. Then we are going to take our embossed piece, and what I did here, I wanted it to be Night of Navy color, and we do not have any Night of Navy embossing powder. So with Stampin' Up's foam pads, one of the nice things you can do is you can ink this up in the Night of Navy, stamp it on your piece of paper, and while it's still wet, you have to move a little bit quickly, then you take this and you pour your clear embossing powder over it, and then you can heat emboss it, and you get that kind of shimmery embossed. Let me see if I can, you see that? I think you probably, yeah, you can catch the sparkle on a little bit. So it just adds a little bit of texture and interest to your card. The first one I made, I didn't do that, and it was just kind of, I don't know, flat. I don't like the way it looked. So I thought, well, I don't want it sparkly for a guy, for a boy or a guy, a young man. So I just decided I would try that technique. And it does let you have whatever color you need embossed, you can do. All right, now for this, we are going to put dimensionals on. This is also a card I think I've mentioned before. I belong to a swap. I'm quite late getting it out this month because we were supposed to have them out on the 6th, but with VBS and everything, there was no time to get much of anything done, and so that didn't happen for me this month, but I am going to get it out, and this is the card I'm going to be sending. Kill two birds with one stone. Get my Tuesday video done and have my swap cards done. Works for me. Okay, and then we're going to bring this back. And we're going to place this kind of down a little bit closer to the bottom. Maybe try to have the same amount here as we've got there, and press this down. Our high five is going to also be popped up. Now this is, again, I stamped it in this one. I used the Versamark ink pad, and then I just covered it with white embossing powder and put the heat tool on it. So this one we're going to pop up also, and I'm going to put them down along the edge because I want some of the dimensional to be on the card base and not just on the ribbon, so that it will hold. Okay, take off our backings. And we will just take this and we will put it right along there over the ribbon. The ribbon you can put higher or lower, whichever you'd like. I don't know that I'd go a whole lot lower because then you're going to have that interfering with this. And now we're going to put on our embellishments, and I'm going to use one of the big ones, and I'm changing it around a little bit how I'm doing it today. One here, and we're going to use a medium-sized one. I'll put two of them down here, and then a small one. And there we go. And then for our envelope, since I'm almost, I'll see if I can get enough glue out of here. If I can't, you all know how we do this. So it's not like you haven't seen me do it a million times, but that's okay. I don't mind. I do this on almost every card. I like to dress up the envelope, and I also like to use up my designer series paper. So at the end of the current catalog, I don't have 10 million packages of paper that I haven't used hardly anything with. Okay. And this will go, as usual, right along the top of our envelope, right below the crease for the flap. And we will take our scissors and we will just trim. Rest your scissors against your envelope flap as always, and then just turn your envelope and go around the edges of your flap, making sure, Again, as I've stressed before, that the edges of your paper is adhered to your flap so that the post office will not get upset with you, or it won't catch on one of their machines and rip up before the card gets to the person you want it to get to. Okay? And I think that will be it. So here's the one we just finished. And here's the one that I did as a sample. So I hope you like this card. Like I say, it's pretty quick and easy, and I think will be appropriate for the needs that I have for my church ministry. So I hope you have a wonderful day, not sure, or evening, whenever you take your time to watch this. I want you to know how appreciative I am of those that take time to watch my videos. Leave me a comment, share it, whatever you feel like doing, and I hope that you have a beautiful day, evening, and may God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.